To you clearly. It's very clear.
Perfect, teacher.
Yes. How
How are
was
you?
the? Fine, fine, excellent. Very well. Thank you very much. Actually, I'm very happy with the place that I rented here in Leon. I'm quite happy.
That's
It's
great, teacher.
close to everywhere. Today I came to my mom's house, but normally I stay at my place, and it's really nice. I enjoy it very much. It's in front of a park, and there are lots of trees, and so the birds wake you up.
That's great.
Yes, excellent. Yeah. How was your week? How's your week been? Developing okay?
Uh, Everything okay, teacher? Actually, yesterday I went to Leon with my mom because she presented her exam. You know that she's having she's been receiving like certifications to be what's the name of this? Well, to sell insurances and all stuff, life insurances, car insurances.
That's true.
And to receive this certification, she needed to do an exam, and she did yesterday. And finally, everything was okay. I think that was three exams. The duration were more about 2 hours, 2 hours and a half between the three exams, and she passed all of them.
Oh, really? Wow,
So
fantastic.
then I received her. I don't know if it's like the how can I say it, with this permit. How do you say it? With this certification, now she can sell officially the different insurances that she wants to offer. So she's happy, and because she was studying all
Yeah, of
day, all
course.
night, and well, now
Right.
she received that. So that's great.
Wow. Congratulations. Well, say congratulations to your mom. Very good.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Excellent. Yeah. Normally, well, not normally, usually, always effort leads to success. And yeah, to
Yeah,
as your book says, right? The obstacle is the way you go around it, or you go through it, you go above it.
absolutely. Yeah, it is true. Yeah, so we're happy for that. And actually, today my dad has his it's a little surgery, but it's today too.
Oh,
Is because he has how do you say this, hemorrhoids, or how do you
oh,
say?
really? Hemorrhoids? Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
really?
and today is the surgery. I don't know exactly how how is the surgery, but it's today. And at 10, I think that he's gonna has this surgery, and he's gonna stay in the hospital until tomorrow. So he's gonna stay this tonight there, and I think that he needs to recover during 5 to 7 days, more or less. I'm not pretty sure, but yeah, today is his surgery too.
Yeah, that is a very common surgery, and is very well under command. Now
Yeah.
doctors have full command of this type of surgeries. My mom got it also like 10, 20 years ago, and she's absolutely perfect. And it's very simple, I think. I'm not a doctor, medical doctor, but I know that from family and friends that this very common and it's very safe. So he's going to be okay.
Yeah, yeah, we're not like worried, We know that it's in a way like a simple surgery, so we hope that everything goes okay, and yeah, we are like calm.
Yeah, of course. Very nice. I was reading the other day
Yeah.
about international agreements, which are quite common now. Two
Hmm.
countries or three countries, or a lot of countries get into an agreement and they set objectives or targets for the benefit, obviously, of the world. And here are some of the most important or famous international agreements. What do you think if we go through some of them and the positive consequences of these agreements, Mickey?
Okay, sure. Um, International agreement consequences.
Yeah. So,
Paris Agreement 2015 aims to limit global warming to well below 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, with efforts to limit it to 1.5 degrees. Countries commit to reducing greenhouse gas emissions.
Yeah, what is the relevance of this in your opinion? Why was this a very good agreement, and what are the potential positive consequences for the world, for countries, Mickey?
Well, yeah, it's an important agreement. I don't know at this moment how many countries are in it, but I think that it is important to really focus on that because I don't know if you have noticed, teacher, those last days, the sun and the heat it's increasing, and it's for the
Yes.
same reason because I think that so many governments, so many companies uh, haven't put an effort to try to reduce the gas emissions, and it is important to really focus. I don't know if it's still being like how is it reversible, but I think that if we really put an effort, probably we can at least decrease the speed in which the temperature in general is increasing.
Yeah, and that has very, very serious potential. Well, not potential, actually, it's current consequences. The
Yeah,
consequences, we can see them now. Let me respond to your question. I just saw it in internet, and I will write it here because I think it's very important what you mentioned. I'll put it here. This is very high font, very big font. Let me just reduce it a little bit. Let's see. How do I do this? This 12. All right. Here is the answer of your question.
thank you, sure.
Let's read it. Please, Mickey, can you?
Yeah. 195 countries and the European Union have signed the Paris Agreement. This includes virtually all countries in the world. The agreement was adopted at the 21st Conference of the Paris to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change in December 2015.
Well,
Mm?
at least they say yes, right? At least.
Mhm.
One thing is to agree, and the other is to commit, and the other is to accomplish, right?
Yeah.
So I can agree with you. Yeah, let's have the classes at 8, but then I say, oh, it's definitely 8:30.
Yeah, it
And
is.
then let's commit and let's accomplish. These are three different things, right?
Yeah, it is true. Yeah, that's the issue because a lot of countries, yeah, agreed with that, but we don't know how many of them are really commit and how many of them they are accomplishing what they at the beginning promised.
Yeah, yeah, but there may be potential consequences if they don't accomplish it, if they don't commit to it. What can be the potential consequences in your opinion, Mickey?
The potential consequences?
Yes, if people don't comply with the agreement, let's say that we say, yeah, let's agree to that, but then we do not comply. Uh, we don't comply with the agreement, right? We say yes, but then we do not comply. What can happen? What are the potential negative consequences if we don't abide, right? If we don't abide to the agreement, it may be that we say yes, but then we don't abide to it. We continue sending gas emissions to the atmosphere, which can be uh, harmful consequences. What do you think can those could harmful consequences be?
Mm, well, I think that talking about the Paris Agreement or in general when
Yes,
you,
there's the Paris Agreement.
yeah, I think that mm, at this moment we can be aware of all the consequences of don't really uh, comply with the agreement because well we know that temperature in general is increasing. We know that the glaciers still how to say this well in general are disappearing for the same reason because the temperature is increasing and the glaciers uh, are not, mm, how can I say this, like mm, are not being uh, like ready for this type of temperature, for this,
Yeah.
for the
th-
worm in general. So
Yes.
I think that it's, well, I know that it is so important that really countries try to accomplish what they agreed, and I think that it is possible just with the effort with the enterprises and the governments and society in general.
All right. I'm going to give you a list of five potential uh, negative consequences. And I would ask you to please rank them as which one is the most serious, then which one, and this which one, please. And then we discuss why. Can we do that?
Yes,
Well,
sure.
okay. Well, one of them is increased global warming. You already mentioned that. You said that global warming can be a serious problem that provokes intense heat waves, extreme weather events. It can rise the sea levels, and obviously it can disrupt the ecosystems and biodiversity. So, increased global warming is one of the five problems that we're going to rank as which is the most serious. Uh, Another problem is environmental degradation. Environmental degradation is the continued emissions of greenhouse gases, and this degrades the environment, which we already talked about this deforestation, loss of habitat, the air and the water quality is degraded. We have every time worse air and worse water.
Yeah.
That is also very bad. So environmental degradation, the same as increased global warming, are very bad consequences. Number three that we are going to rank, I'm going to ask you to please rank these five problems, is loss of biodiversity. When the with the climate change and the habitat destruction, we lose biodiversity. There is an extinction of species, and we disrupt ecosystems.
Yeah.
Uh, that's number three. Uh, a fourth problem is increased risks in human health. Well, why? Because the climate change increases the problems in health, it creates new challenges. Uh, Illnesses related to heat, the population becomes more vulnerable. Uh, Communities that have low income are severely damaged. Well, that is number four, increased risks to human health. And number five, which is the last but is not the least serious problem, is social and economic disruptions. Um, if we start to displace communities, well, all the immigrants that we have, um, we increase migration, the conflicts over the resources start
Hmm.
affecting everyone, right? So these are the five most serious problems. How would you rank them, Mickey? Maybe you would like to share or just discuss them. What do you think about these five issues? Which is the most serious in your opinion, and why?
Yes, sure. Do you have like the list to try to?
Oh yeah, of course. Let me share it. So the first is increased global warming. That is problem number one. Increased global warming. That is the first problem.
Hmm.
The second that I mentioned is environmental degradation. Environmental degradation obviously is related to the gas emissions. Environmental degradation. That is number two. Uh, Number three is loss of biodiversity. Every time we have less species of animals. Number one is increased risks to human health. People are starting to get more and more diseases, and obviously that leads to social and economic disruptions because people start to migrate. So, five serious situations. Which of these do you consider the most serious and why?
Mm, mm, well, I don't consider that one issue is more more dangerous than others or has more consequences than the others. I think that all of them in a way are like connected, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
So if I need to choose one, probably uh, mm, well, probably the global warming, because well, in consequence, the global warming uh, could create one of them, the environmental degradation. Uh, there are species that, for example, if they don't have uh, water accessibility, well, those species could be extinct too. So, uh, mm, so yeah, I think that probably if I need to choose one, but I think that all of them are equally important, I would say that increased global warming.
Okay. All right. Very, very good. So these are all serious problems, and clearly the last consequence, maybe a serious one, is social and economic disruptions. Because then we're going to be fighting for water, right? We're not going to fight for gold or silver anymore. Now we're going to fight for water or for air,
Absolutely, yeah.
and it looks like I don't see people in general worried about this. People get worried about some people, of course, not all people, but some people I see them worried like and actually the problem is not to be worried, the issue is to provide solutions.
Hmm.
um, I don't know if I sent you a picture of the garden of my mom. Let me see. I think I sent it. Let me see really quick. I
Yeah.
have a picture of a very, very out here. It's a beautiful garden. Or it was a video actually out here. Yeah, let me send it to you. um, I believe that every person must have like yeah, here it is. It's a short video.
Okay.
I already sent it to you. He's well, it's a small garden, but it's full of plants. I already sent it,
Yeah, I received it.
and I think most of us should strive to generate a microclimate of this type, and that will help regenerate ecosystems, regenerate diversity. That's I think that can help us all. And this is a garden of a woman who is 84 years old. It's not that she's like 20 or 25 or 30.
Mhm.
So I think this can be accomplished by it's not something that you would say extremely complicated.
Let me see the video, teacher.
Oh yeah, take a look at it, please. Estamos aquí tomándole un videíto al jardincito de mi Santa Madre. Con sus escasísimos 84 años, tiene aquí un evento de maravilla. Hay unas papayas. Este es un almendro y los cedros rojos. Estos cedros rojos se encargaron de chapas. Llegaron con unas mini varitas y ahí tengo un follaje espectacular. Son 10. Acá hay otros 2. No, son 3. Ese chiquitín me falta que lo rieguen. es el favorito.
Wow, it looks beautiful. Is the garden of your mom?
Yeah, that's my mom's garden. The trees are mine. I put them there temporarily because I
Mm-hmm.
want to plant them, but I need to choose a nice terrain, a good terrain, a place where they don't where the animals, cows or sheep, don't destroy them, or people don't rob them or don't steal them.
Yeah, that's the issue. Wow,
So
it looks great.
yeah, I need to make sure they grow a bit more. When they
Mm-hmm.
gain strength, it's going to be very difficult for the animals to eat them or for people to extract them. That,
Yeah, that's true.
that's simply an idea. And she has a small place. It's not that the place is very large, but she loves plants, and I think that it contributes to the wealth of very little, but to the wealth of the place, right? And it provides a fantastic feeling. Just being in the garden changes your feelings, your sensations
Yeah,
for the good, for the better.
yeah, absolutely. I noticed that when I go, for example, to Irequa Park, I feel the
Uh-huh.
same. It's the same, you know. I think that it's because, in a way, I think that we are like connected to nature. So when we are around trees, around um, nature in general, you feel better. I'm 100% sure that that you feel better.
Yeah, that's very true, Mickey. That's very true. And I think you mentioned a very good phrase. We're connected or we're interconnected with nature.
Yeah.
There's been other treaties. For example, the Kyoto Protocol is linked to the last one, to the Paris Agreement. But the
Hmm.
Treaty on Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, do you care to read that one, Mickey, please?
Yeah. Kyoto Protocol 1997 set binding targets for developed countries to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, established the concept of emissions trading.
Yeah. And then we have that's very similar to the first one. Actually, that's the origin of the first one.
Hmm.
And the Paris Agreement is more like the reinforcement or reiteration of the Kyoto Protocol.
Hmm.
Uh, the number three Treaty of Non-Proliferation is also very important. Can we take a look at it, please?
Yeah. Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, 1968, aims to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons and promote disarmament, recognizes five nuclear weapon states and non-proliferation commitments for other states. This treatment is from Japan too.
I don't know if Japan is involved in it. What I know is that there are now many countries that have nuclear capability,
Hmm.
and unfortunately, this has not been totally respected from what I know. Do you know which countries, or can you look up, Mickey, please, which countries have nuclear capability,
Yeah,
please? Which countries have nuclear capability or nuclear weapons?
it appears that India, Pakistan, North Korea, South Africa, China, United Kingdom, Russia, Israel, France, and United States.
I didn't know about South Africa.
No, me neither.
I knew about Pakistan and India. Yes, I know about them. India, Pakistan, South Africa, France, the US, Russia. Russia. I knew about Israel. I
China
also
too.
China. China has nuclear capability. Who else? Sorry,
North Korea.
thank you very much. North Korea. North Korea. This is my brother. Very good guy. I went to pick him up to the bus station yesterday. He very kindly got me a cup of coffee, which I needed. Um, so India, Pakistan, South Africa, United Kingdom, Russia, Israel, China, North Korea, France.
France, yeah.
France. We write France here. Um, France. Well, these are all. I didn't know about South Africa. When did this happen? Is there a way to know, Mickey, please? Because
Yeah.
that's be very recent.
Mm,
That should be something. The last decade. I don't think more than 10 or 20 years. I don't think 20 years. So when did South Korea get nuclear capability? South Africa. I'm sorry, South Africa get nuclear capability. During the apartheid era, it says that South Africa initiated the nuclear program in the 60s, um, but
yeah.
70s and 80s, yeah.
It appears that they don't have more nuclear weapons. Here says that after all, there are no nuclear weapons on the continent. South Africa, the only African nation to have had nuclear weapons, gave them up in 1989, and Libya stopped its nuclear weapons program in 2003. Today, all African states, bar South Sudan, are members of the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons.
Okay, well, the less countries have nuclear capability, I think the safer the world can be. Um, but I don't know if countries are respecting that or not. It must be. What do you think about the nuclear capability, Mickey? What does what does it provide in terms of risks, in terms of geostrategic influence? Should only one or two or three countries have nuclear capability, or it is a deterrent for all the nations to attack other weaker nations? Well, that's a very controversial topic. What do you think?
Mm, well, I think that the countries who have nuclear weapons, I think that in a way is because they want to demonstrate to other countries the power that they have.
Yeah, of course.
mm, I think that it's, for example, well, like in the Second uh, World War, yeah, World War.
Yes.
I think that at that moment when the United States dropped their atomic bomb, Japan was in a moment where it was like so difficult to them to um, how can I say it, like to continue with the war, and United States, knowing that, they decided to just drop the atomic bomb, like to show the power that the United States has, well, had in that moment. So probably I
Mhm.
think that's to show power to other countries.
Yeah. When the Russians acquired the nuclear bomb or developed it, it was incredibly, uh, how do you say, I don't want to use the word truculent. It was not a straightforward effort. It was a technical, political effort to induce the Americans and the English and the Germans and many people involved to betray their countries, to create a massive feeling of solidarity, so that many American scientists provided nuclear secrets to the Russians because of the ideology they had. that there should be a balance of power to avoid abuse. One of them. And that
Hmm.
happened as early as the 40s, late 40s, and early 50s. I believe the Russians acquired the bomb in 1958. Let me make sure, but it's in the late 50s. When did the Russians acquire the atomic bomb? I think it was 1958. Um, well, it says 1949.
49.
That looks very fast. That was in Kazakhstan. Well, that was their own bomb, but then they stole the American technology much later. It was through the Rosenbergs, Ethel and Julius Rosenberg. And if you Google how did the Russians acquire the bomb, it was not only the scientific effort, but it was taking secrets from well, the other countries were the US and England, which of course acquired the technology from the German scientists. It's not that they
Hmm.
developed all of it. And Italian scientist Enrico Fermi. If you Google a little bit about Enrico Fermi and the nuclear reactions that he invented, they had a lot of research on that. Mostly Fermi, the Italian, and who won the Nobel Prize. And you watch a movie that I think you recommended. What was the movie of this German scientist von Braun or
Mm, German scientist.
Oppenheimer? Oppenheimer.
Ah, yeah, Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I don't know what it says there. That historically speaking, from the development of the bomb, does it summarize something how the Americans obtained the bomb?
Uh, well, in the movie, I remember a little bit because it's a movie of 3 hours and and a half, more or less. In the movie, yeah, they showed like they acquired scientists of different parts of the world to try to develop the what is this? Well, you know the name of the
The atomic bomb.
yeah, the atomic bomb. I don't know. They mention a name and actually they create like a little city to the scientists that were developing the atomic bomb. I don't remember exactly what was the name of that city. But yeah, it appears that from one part they were in a way like a stolen information, and in the other part there were people who was spying the information that the American has. So at the end was like the same, you know. But yeah, it's a good movie. I recommend you when you have time because you need time to see it.
Yeah, in 3 hours.
Yeah, more or less.
Right. Well, it all became true due to the nuclear fission, and the inventor of the nuclear fission. Oh, you can Google what was the provision of Enrico Fermi in the development of the bomb, or what was the merit. And he is actually the one who created the nuclear fission. Enrico Fermi. He got the Nobel Prize in Physics because of that. Well, because yeah, of the nuclear fission. And but then he had to emigrate because apparently his wife was Jewish, so he had to leave Italy 2 years before the war, 1937.
Enrico Fermi.
Enrico Fermi, yeah. If you can Google him, please.
Hmm.
Enrico Fermi and the nuclear fission.
Mm. The birds. Uh, it appears that Enrico Fermi was an Italian and later naturalized American physicist, renowned for being the creator of the world's first nuclear reactor, the Chicago Pile 1, and a member of the Manhattan Project. He has been called the architect of the nuclear age and the architect of the atomic bomb. He was one of very few physicists to excel in both theoretical physics and experimental physics. Fermi was awarded the 1938 Nobel Prize in Physics for his work on induced radioactivity by neutron bombardment and for the discovery of transuranium elements.
Yeah, well, important discoveries, but the main research was conducted in Europe, in Italy and Germany. So, well, that is something important. And the consequences can be brutal. If you Google videos, short videos of 30 seconds or 1 minute about the destruction capacity of nuclear weapons, destructive capacity of nuclear weapons, that is truly scary. Uh, it can devastate an entire city by blast, fire, and radiation. So, one nuclear device that is no larger than a conventional bomb can devastate an entire city.
Yeah,
So, it's guaranteed destruction. Um, and many nations have this capability, and it's a pity that countries make a huge effort to destroy each other, and I don't think not the same kind of efforts to feed their population.
yeah, that is true. Uh, well, I think that is what I say because mm, uh, I think that when a wars start, normally the countries could get a lot of money. So in a way, it's like a business way to see it. But I think that not so many countries have these nuclear weapons for the same reason because they don't really trust in the other countries. So in a way, it's like a way uh, to prevent or to threat in case of something like go out of control. I think so.
Yeah, yeah, that's true, and probably it's a deterrent. It's a way to deter, right? A way to deter others from attacking you. So maybe nuclear capability is a way to deter others from attacking you.
Yeah,
If that is the case, it can be a something good then, because it's something that guarantees your own protection, your own safety. It's a way to deter others from attacking you. Um, I don't know. What do you think of this phrase? Is it valid?
uh, well, I don't know if it's valid, but in a way, it's a little bit uh, like more fair because if just one country have this nuclear capability, well, I think that will be easier for this country to try to threat others or try to, in a way, manipulate. So I think that probably countries see it like a way to mm, like divide the power
Yes.
in other countries, but I don't know if it's valid or not. I think that there are other things that governments must focus instead of just uh, nuclear weapons and all this stuff.
Fully agree with you. Totally, totally agree with you. We should focus on more important things. That I agree with that. Let's take a quick look at the next section, Mickey, please, which is the North American Free Trade Agreement.
Hmm.
That's an agreement that was signed with Salinas de Gortari, I believe. Want to take a look, please?
Okay. Yeah. North America Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, 1994, promoted trade and economic cooperation between the United States, Canada, and Mexico by eliminating tariffs and other barriers to trade. Has been replaced by the USMCA.
Yeah. What do you think of this NAFTA agreement, this free trade agreement? How do you like it? Do you think has been beneficial? How can we assess or evaluate the NAFTA? Is it possible to do that?
Mm, well, yeah, of course, it is possible. To be honest, I need to take a look to it to really analyze if all the countries receive the same benefit, because normally you know that uh, United States in a way impose the rules, and probably the majority of those rules benefit them instead of the other countries in the same way. So um, I don't know if it's the same that in this case was Temec. Now is Temec or not?
Now, I think they call it USMCA. The TEMEC is the Trans-Pacific, which I believe it is connected with China, Japan, Singapore, and all the Pacific countries or countries located in the Pacific Ocean, right? Not European, which is on the other side. I believe this has been is equivalent to USMCA, and the Trans-Pacific is connected only with the countries on the Pacific region, Mickey.
Ah, okay. But yeah, I think that I know that Mexico needs United States, and the United States needs Mexico to get different type of products. The same with Canada. So I think that it's a good way to promote trading and promote people to export and import products. I think so.
Yeah. Supposedly, the benefits for from this NAFTA agreement, and well, you're an expert in international business. You can clearly assess, or well, I say easily. I don't know if it is easy to make the assessment, but it is at least interesting to check if the following points have been of benefit to Mexicans. I believe for the most part we could say yes, but not all of. I don't know if all of them. Let me just print this little table and
Hmm.
discuss it with you. We can see what you think of this. I'm gonna put this here, and this is supposedly the benefits that something like the free trade agreement has given to Mexicans, Canadians, and the U.S. Economic growth is the first one. What do you think of economic growth in Mexico? Have we grown, or more or less, or fluctuations?
Mm, well, I don't know if we have growth in the economic way. I think that at this moment Mexico have a big inflation, so I don't know if in we have economic growth, but definitely I think that it is easier to people here to export their products to those countries. So probably, yeah, there are Mexicans and there are people who really take advantage to it. So in that part, yes.
All right. Well, so we can say that economic growth has been good for the Mexicans in general, right? And higher gross domestic product. Well, we need to check the tables. Employment. What do you say about employment? Do you see the employment in the country growing, being steady, plummeting?
Mm, but employment in consequence of this treatment or in general?
As a consequence of the treatment of the agreement, the
Mm,
treaty. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so.
So you think has plummeted
Yeah,
or has maintained stable?
probably stable, but at least I haven't seen like so many people who has, for example, jobs in United States without the permits. I think that not so many of them.
Okay. So well, then we would say that Employment has been stable.
Yeah.
Um, all right. Then we go to industrial development. What's your assessment, your commentary here, Mickey, please?
Growth of manufacturing and industrial sectors, modernization of infrastructure and technology, and integration into global supply chains.
What's your
Mm,
commentary here?
well, yeah, I think so. At least here in Guanajuato, I have seen more industrial sectors. So in a way, I could say that yeah, it has grown.
Okay. I am currently teaching a class in an industry, in a company which is called Laser and GPS. I don't know if you have seen it. When you enter GPS, when you enter
Mhm.
Irapuato,
Uh-huh.
in the roundabout where there used to be a flag, I think the flag is still there. Instead of
Mm.
going straight, imagine that you're going to your house. Imagine
Yeah.
that you're going to Los Arcos.
Hmm.
After the gas station, on the right hand side,
Okay.
there is this industry. It's called Laser and GPS. It's like beige. The wall is like beige. It's the first construction after is Don Pulcro. You know Don Pulcro?
Yeah, of course.
Next to it, going to
Mm.
your house next to it.
Yeah, I know what it is.
All right. Well, I'm teaching a course in this company, and there are young kids like older than you, maybe 10 years. They are in their 30s, 34, 35, 37. Let me tell you, Mickey, I'm so happy working there because these people are so incredibly smart. I would like to invite you one day just to visit and listen to what they do. They are incredibly smart. The salesman, he's a young kid who's 35, 38. His name is Orville. He's a very smart kid. He goes to China, he goes to Israel, he goes to the US, he goes to very many countries
Mm-hmm.
to get training. What they do is that they import equipment
Uh-huh.
uh, to level off the land when
Mm.
you do the plantations.
Okay.
Right, because according to them, this allows them to save 30% of water when the surface is flat. When the
Mm.
surface is flat, you can save a lot of water. When there are fluctuations, when there are different levels, like let me do this. When when the land is uneven like this, and you do the plantations, you waste a lot of water. Whereas with the first method, you manage to save up to 30%, 20 to 30% of the water because it doesn't drain. The water
Mm-hmm.
doesn't drain, so it irrigates the land evenly and smoothly. And then they also control the tractors with a GPS system so that it can make straight lines and fix the slopes. Actually, the idea is that the slopes, like in this case, this
Mm-hmm.
triangle has a
Yeah.
slope, and you can produce a slope the slope desired as you wish.
Mm-hmm.
And the positive aspect of this is that the you save water because it's not filtered, but
Yeah.
it irrigates evenly the crops and the land. So is I am impressed by the degree of technology they have over there, and really really impressed. They bring in equipments from Israel, from the US, from Italy, from China. And something very interesting is that the Chinese equipments are just as good as the Americans, but a fraction of the price. They have been increasing the quality.
Mm-hmm.
Is if an equipment from the US costs $50,000,
Mm-hmm.
a Chinese equipment will cost you 10 or 12.
It's a huge difference.
It is. It is. Maybe the equipment with $50,000 has a little bit more sophistication features. Maybe it's a bit more sophisticated. Maybe it's like a luxury car. Yeah, we
Mhm.
have this and this and this, but for the purpose of the users, they are mostly content with the Chinese equipment, uh, and it's becoming the big sale. Is the big seller.
Yeah, of course.
But what impresses me is the level of sophistication these equipments have, and it's there. The owner is a guy from Mexico City who
Hmm.
has a branch here in Irapuato and another branch in Central America, and he's a very smart guy. I don't know him personally, but they invited me to train them in English, and you can see the appetite they have to learn, to talk to. I'm very happy working there, and it's a place that we probably don't. I didn't know about this place and
Yeah.
all the features they have. And it's, so what you say that we have been increasing our industrial development, that is true, totally true. And
Hmm.
sometimes it's next door, right?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, and I was searching the place, and yeah, I have seen it, but I didn't know what they really were doing there. So yeah, it's great, sure. So you are teaching them English classes?
I'm teaching them English classes there, twice a week, Saturdays and Mondays,
Mm-hmm.
and I really enjoy the classes there. Well, same as the classes with you and Luis, of course. Um, they don't have half your level, right? They speak maybe 40-50% of what you have as English production,
Mm-hmm.
but they are very eager, very ambitious to learn.
Yeah.
So and they truly need it because they
Mm-hmm.
get training, they get technical explanations, they get technical messages.
Mm-hmm.
The technicians, the engineers,
Yeah.
and the guys that are the guy that is in sales. Arville is a very smart kid. He needs to speak it really well also, and
Yeah,
he's
of course.
maybe at your 65 or 70% of your level. So more or less, it's not that I like to make comparisons, but maybe if you are here, the salesman is this kid is very smart kid. It's maybe 70% of your level. That
Mm-hmm.
would be Orville. It's a very good kid.
Yeah, of
And
course.
the other guys are probably 40-50%. In other words, they still need to work a lot, but
Mm-hmm.
they are learning, they are motivated.
Practicing and all stuff.
Yes. And I'd like to invite you one day, if there is an opportunity, and of course, if you have time,
Yeah, that would
15,
be
20
great.
minutes, so that they can see how far they can reach if they have the discipline and the ambition and the determination and discipline. Right?
Yes, sure, I would love it. I would love it. Of course. Just let me know.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Mickey. Yeah, so I'm going to tell them that I'd like to invite you for them to have like a social conversation, and they can maybe explain what they do, and you can ask them questions that they can see your level, and that is also motivating to see a success story. So that I'll ask them then, Mickey, if you accept
Yes,
to
sure.
visit one day, I'll ask them to be able to invite you, and yeah, that'd be great.
Of course, sure. Yeah, now something that I remember now that we do like the comparison between an American equipment and Chinese equipment, the same occurs with the electric cars. I don't know if you have seen the brand BYD. Do you know this Chinese brand?
Which
BYD.
BYT? No, I haven't seen it.
Well, I think that more or less 4 or 5 years ago, Elon Musk said uh, that there's no exist of another brand of electric cars as Tesla, and that the amount of sales of the cars never is gonna be overpassed by any other company unless a Chinese company. And for example, at this moment, BYD is a Chinese electric company. Is selling more electric cars than Tesla. So, and I think that is for the same reason because China, obviously, they have the technology, they have the people to increase their productivity, and now the prices that they are offering are more competitive than the American products or American cars in this case. And now this company is surpassing the amount of sales of Tesla. It's something that I remember.
Wow, that is just amazing. Yeah, I'm looking that up. And BYD is build your dreams. Huh?
Yeah.
I like the marketing strategy they have. And well, apparently they have more than that. They have at least four or five, six different brands that manufacture these cars. Let me paste them here. Okay, here I already overlapped with the other one. Let me go a bit further down here, maybe. Oops. Well, let me take them again. I'll make this chart bigger.
Yeah.
It's becoming like a collage, but well, okay. Okay, well, here we go. Let's take a look at them and see the characteristics. Can you read the first one, Mickey, please?
Yeah. BYD, build your dreams. BYD Tank, a mid-size SUV with plug-in hybrid PHEV and pure electric BEV variants. It offers a spacious interior, long electric range, and advanced safety features. Yeah, actually, they are selling. They started selling these cars in the well, the Soriana that is in front of Las Cibeles. I think that they are starting offering the first models here in Irapuato. But I think that in León there's a agency of BYD now. So
Oh, really? Well,
yeah, they're expanding very, very fast.
and are they more economical cars than the gas cars, the cars with gasoline, or more expensive?
Mm, well, I wouldn't say that more economic, but more or less the price is the same between their electric cars and cars that use gasoline. So yeah, I have seen more often. In yesterday that I went to Leon, I saw different models of BYD now in the streets, and that's great because, well, we know that the price of the gasoline is still increasing, so in a way we need to reduce that expense. I think so. So yeah, I would
Absolutely.
say that it's a good solution, and it is not
Absolutely.
expensive as Tesla or there's the other one, but it's hybrid in Toyota. What is the name? Prius.
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, I think that the price of the Prius new model, the price decreased a little bit. I think that is now between the 400 to 500, depending of the version of the car. But yeah, the price decreased a little bit, and it looks great. They changed the line of the car, and it looks like a little bit more sport. I really like it. If you have seen it, it looks like a good car too.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up. So there is a dealership, an agency here in Leon. You say, right?
Yeah, a big way to yes. But
Maybe, all
but
right.
well, in general, you have seen so many Chinese brands of cars now in just in Irapuato or in León. I have seen what's the name? Uh,
I think there's a Komoda brand.
Omoda, yeah, Omoda. Um, there's other called MG Motors. It's supposed that in the past was English, but now it's Chinese too. Mm, well,
Which is that? Which is the brand that
MG
is Chinese? Oh,
MG.
yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't know. I didn't know.
they use the branding as an English company, but at the end, it's a Chinese company.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. Chinese car brands. Geely,
Mm-hmm.
BYD is another one. Uh, SAIC, Motor Corporation Limited, Great Wall Motors, Chang'an Automobile. So they've been buying many brands from different countries, I understand.
Yeah.
Wow, it's amazing how the Chinese develop their technology. When I was in college, well, the same as your dad, only 38 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
almost 40 years ago, uh, there was this concept of reverse engineering.
Okay.
Reverse engineering means exactly that, right? You have the object, you have the equipment, and you go backwards
Yeah. Okay.
from the end, go to the design. So
Mm-hmm.
you have the product, you dismantle it, you
Mm-hmm.
disassemble it, you take it in parts, and then you redo it, changing something very small, doing a little variation,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a totally new product with no need of any royalties or copyrights or anything.
Yeah.
So that was the Chinese idea of engineering, right? Reverse engineering.
Yeah, absolutely. And uh, well, for example, the last week I started importing Chinese makeup. Well, not it's only Chinese, but this Chinese brand has so many South Korean brands, Japanese brands of makeup. I started to import them to resell it in Amazon.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow, that's amazing.
yeah, yeah. It is not too difficult because well, I have a person. I sent the products from China to United States, and then from United States I just passed to here to Mexico, and and it is not like like how can I say it? Like so complicated because it's not like big amounts, but I started like little by little. And well, I was checking their page and I want to purchase a product, but at that moment it wasn't available. So I sent it an email, and probably I sent it at 12 p.m. here, and they answered that email 10, 15 minutes later of that. And I was thinking like, oh, well, probably they were sleeping, but they were answering emails. And well, in that email, I put that I needed that product and like in how much time is going to be available again. So they answered me that in that moment, that product it is not available, but in 48 hours they're gonna get that product for me. And yeah, they sent me the link of the purchase product. And it was what surprised me was the the efficiency of that Chinese brand, and I imagine that so many Chinese companies are the same. Of the quality of their products, the quality of their service, um, and the speed and where they do all uh, those uh, those processes. Sorry, uh,
Processes.
yeah, but it's interesting and great the way how they work.
Yeah, it is amazing. It's amazing, and I am surprised what you're doing, Mickey, and I congratulate you warmly. Truly, doing all these kinds of innovations, experiments, and then you implement them as part of your business strategy. I believe that's amazing. Being able to import things from China and then put them in a platform and move them, getting in the flow of internet is just amazing. And that I'm
Thank
sure
you.
you know, but if you don't know, it's an amazing thing. Being working in the flow in the international trade through internet is impressive. I'm very happily surprised of all these
Thank you,
capabilities
teacher.
that you've been developing, Mickey. Very good, very
Yeah,
nice,
little by little, but yes, sure. Thank you very much.
excellent. Well, maybe we continue. Well, till Monday, I think, Mickey. We continue Monday,
Yes, sure. On Monday, it's perfect. Just let
and
me know at what time, and it's okay.
all right. Well, wonderful conversation as usual, Mickey. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Take
teacher.
care
Thank you
and
for
see
your
you
time.
on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend. Say hello to the
You too,
family.
teacher. Thank you for your time. Yeah. See you.